guys, it's Matt. It is Thursday, July 9th, and big red day today. This is actually my second take at recording. The first one was directly after I closed up for the morning, and I haven't gotten back and listened to that one yet. I'm guessing it was pretty depressing and whiny. So I figured I'd try to come at this with a little fresher perspective today. It still hurts, but yeah, let's try to not be such a Debbie Downer on this take. So ALT, I watched this thing. I was watching it from the open, um, and didn't really like what I saw. You know, pretty low volume here in the open, and then as it started to climb, the volume got higher and higher. And I took this entry up here, which is just terrible. Like I don't know what I was thinking. I wish I could. I wish I had a recording of my brain at that time because I would love to go back and like recognize that thought pattern, whatever it was, and then be able to avoid that or at least notice it in the future, right? I do remember thinking something along the lines of like being excited and being like, okay, now we're in, and that's probably not good. But yeah, I mean, again, maybe FOMO, but it was really just like, oh, this is gonna keep doing this. Like, this thing is just off. It broke $20. I had actually let's figure this. I had missed an entry, and I think that actually that hurt pretty bad. So let me see where that was. At 10:06, I think this is the one. I had an entry at 20.95. Yeah, that was the one. So I was looking to get in on this candle here at 20.95, and then you can see that would have resolved pretty nicely. I was a little pissed after that one, um, and then I ended up, taking this one in response. I guess I don't know. I just felt like I maybe it was missing out here. I felt like I missed out on this, and that's not FOMO. That's what I like to call Ikimo, which is I know I missed out because I didn't get filled here or didn't hit the button fast enough or whatever, and it would have been a good position to have. I mean, I probably wouldn't have held it all the way up into this area. I just would have gotten in at 2090 something and popped up here and taken it at, I don't know, 2150 even. Um, but anyway, so that happened. I got this entry. It rolled over. I sat through all this chop because I was thinking, all right, it's going to react to this pivot, and then we'll make a pushback toward high of day. And it reacted to this pivot, but it just didn't push. And obviously in hindsight, I've got an entry or an exit here at 2159 that would have mitigated some damage, right? But at that point, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to slowly start marching back up just like it did here. Um, you know, when it broke through this pivot, I maybe could have said, okay, that was enough. But I was thinking I might be able to still fight my way out of this one. I also thought maybe it was going to respect VWAP, which it did for a few candles here, and then rolled through. I caught a nice little bounce here, getting in at 1982 and out at 2004. That's a pretty typical trade for me, and it even popped up and touched the pivot again. And then through here, it started to. You can see these candles here. It kind of respected the 20 area for a few minutes here. There was a big order at 20, and there wasn't a lot of buying off of that, but there was nobody selling and breaking the big order. So I took an entry here. I think it was at 2003. Yeah, thinking, okay, if that order is going to hold, it's going to go. But if it breaks through, I'm just going to get out, and that's what happened. It ended up sinking down through 20, and then I got out at 1980. So kind of added to my loss there a little bit, but I mean, from this entry up here, it didn't really matter. Um, so then I was doing the recording sometime in this area, and I remember thinking, I said in my original recording, like, oh, this thing's gonna turn back up and make a run at Hive Day. And I literally, while I was doing the recording, it made a low here at 1910, and then just started climbing. You know, it did all the things. It respected VWAP, and then respected the 9 moving average for a little bit here. Um, so that's frustrating to look back on, because here I just kind of got impatient and thought, I can't sit here all day, and I really can't, because I've got other stuff that I need to do in the mornings, and so I can't really just sit all day, even if it means taking a big loss. And so I took a big loss. So I'm down $259 today, which so this is what my P&L curve looks like since the beginning of the account. Remember, this is gross, so this doesn't include commissions, which make this much, much larger. Okay. Oh, and I'll admit that at some point this morning, I was ready to quit. I had thoughts of just like, okay, this is it. I'm done trading. Like, it's not working. It's foolish to keep plugging away at it, and I need to probably just wrap it up and put this money to use somewhere else. I'm not quite there right now, because I've kind of tried to give myself some perspective on this. But see, my last big loss was back here in the beginning of, or toward the beginning of June, on the 11th. I think that was the WAFU day. And that was my biggest per share trade loss ever. And then since then, I've been steadily climbing up, right? Now again, this is with gross, not considering commissions. So you can see that with the big loss today, I gave back a good chunk of what I achieved from here, from the beginning of June until earlier this week. So that's frustrating, right? Giving that back. With commissions, it's much worse, especially with the share size I'm trading and the way the CMEG account is structured. But, if we're still trying to keep in mind that, if it was larger share size, the commissions wouldn't hurt as much, and then this would be kind of what it looks like, I can maybe work my way into not feeling so devastated. If we look here, my per share loss is just 1 penny per share, which it's not terrible, but it's not positive, right? And it's, I mean, that's somewhat comforting. But then let's look at one more thing. So these are my biggest per share losses, and today's loss ranks number 2. So the WAFU trade back on the 11th, I think it was, I lost $2.47 per share that day. That was a ridiculous loss. And then today I lost 86 cents per share, which hurts. It hurts for sure. But I'm not really sure. I'm not going to make any declarations today about whether I want to wrap it up and do something else to make money, or just take a break or whatever. This is definitely a pretty big shot. My highest day during this run I've had, if I go back to the P&L curve, my best day through here was a $49 day. I think it was probably this one. Yeah. It was the 26th, which was a Friday. So my best day there was a $49 day. And, it would take 6 of those roughly to make up today's loss, right? So that's not realistic to expect that. But maybe we can learn something from this and move on. I mean, taking that trade that I did where I did, it's embarrassing to have to show this on a video that I took an entry right here. That's embarrassing. Um, there's no other way around it. You know, and I don't even know that I was paying much attention to the volume increase. Like, so just taking a pullback entry when it's obviously doing some sort of blow off top there, and then yeah, it's just man, that was ugly. But such is life, right? So, and you can hear the tone of my voice and how try, I'm trying to stay positive. This is a much more positive video than the first one I recorded this morning, so you can imagine what that one sounded like. Um, but anyway, yeah, I'm not going to make any declarations about quitting or anything like that. I'm going to try to maybe sit with it. I don't know whether I'm going to trade tomorrow yet or not. Um, I think partially this mistake is a little bit due to the. I'm not blaming it on this, but it's a reason for it is that the action lately and how poor it's been, and just getting bored of not taking trades and feeling like I need to be making money. Uh, which is something I'm gonna have to come to terms with and deal with, figure out a way to work around that. So anyway, maybe there will be an update tomorrow. If not, there will be one sometime next week. So if I end up not trading tomorrow and not doing a recap, I hope you all have a good weekend.